American Civil War. To some, it was called the war between the states. To others, it was called the war against Northern aggression. The North fought the South because they believed that every human being had the right to be free. The South fought the North because they believed that no one had the right to take away any of their property. When it would all come to an end, the war cost was 620,000 men who gave their lives for the cause. Part of that tremendous tragedy of that war lies here at Andersonville. This is where our story begins. In July 1863, the Battle of Gettysburg would decide the direction of the war. In November of that same year, while Abraham Lincoln was delivering his famous Gettysburg Address, Andersonville, Georgia was being considered as a location for a new prisoner of war camp. In January 1864, slaves from local farms were being used to cut trees, dig ditches for this new prison. By February, prisoners started arriving. Andersonville prison was only designed to hold 10,000, but by summer's end, more than 33,000 prisoners were here at Andersonville. As if the conditions were not bad enough, there raised within the camp a large group of criminals who preyed upon their fellow prisoners. Most of these men had entered the military under fake IDs. These men were not motivated by patriotic duty, but because of the rewards that were offered as the war continued. They would desert at the earliest opportunity only to re-enlist in another regiment for another bounty. These traitors were responsible for the deaths of the many prisoners, and they had been organized into large groups of raiders. Finally, in response to their acts of cruelty, brave men from the ranks of the prisoners organized a group who rose up against them and overcame them by the grace of God. The Confederates allowed the Union prisoners to place the leaders of the raiders on trial, and they were sentenced to death. After they were hung, the prisoners insisted that their bodies not be buried beside the other men who perished there. To this day, their graves are noticeably separate from those of the other victims of war who died honorably. If there was one thing that was positive from Andersonville Prison, was the famous Providence Spring. Because of the lack of water in the prison, the death toll reached its highest point in August 1864. Up to 90 men a day were dying. A group of Christian prisoners finally decided they would pray to God for pure water and would not stop until their prayers were answered. They prayed for hours. Finally, a deafening noise like thunder or an earthquake shook the earth. And where they were kneeling, a stream of water burst forth from the torn ground. They considered this phenomenon a providential act of God, and so the stream of water was called Providence Spring. Several of the men and their families who were there at that miracle wanted to make sure that the miracle would never be forgotten and remembered for generations to come. In 1901, a stone house was erected at Providence Spring, and this inscription is on the wall. The prisoner's cry of thirst rang up to heaven. God heard, and with his thunder cleft the earth, and poured his sweetest waters gushing here. Erected 1901. Today, when one visits Andersonville, the story of the miracle is mentioned but played down. How sad that our history is being changed or forgotten, all in the name of academic freedom. By September 1864, General Sherman's troops had occupied Atlanta, and the threat of Union raids on Andersonville prompted the transfer of most of the Union prisoners to other camps in Georgia and South Carolina. Lee surrendered to Grant in April of 1865. The horrors of Andersonville finally came to an end. During its 14 months of operation, more than 13,000 Union prisoners died. Today, Andersonville stands as an example of the horrors of war of America's past. The men at Andersonville gave their last full measure of devotion. They had something to live for, and they had something to die for. The men who prayed for water believed in the everlasting God who not only answered their prayer that day, but offers eternal life for all who believe.
This is Camp Sumter in Andersonville, Georgia, one of the most infamous of the Civil War prison camps. Prisons in both the North and the South were almost always overcrowded and unsanitary. The prisoners were almost never given proper clothing, blankets, or food. Work on Andersonville, or Camp Sumter as it was officially known, was begun in 1863. It was intended to ease the pressure on the smaller prison camps around the Confederacy. A stockade was to be built surrounding barracks which would hold up to 10,000 men. It was finished in February of 1864. However, there was insufficient materials available to build barracks for any use except as hospitals. Room was needed for prisoners, so they were put in tents. The actual number of inmates soon exceeded the intended capacity, and by June there were 22,000 men. The area enclosed by the stockade was enlarged, but the numbers kept increasing. By August, there were 32,899 prisoners inside, making it the fifth largest city in the South. There was only 36 square feet per man. The commander of the prisoners was Captain Henry Wirtz. He'd been born in Switzerland and living in Louisiana. When the war came, he enlisted as a private, and he was promoted to captain for bravery. Eventually, he was appointed to command the prisoners. Conditions in the prison were terrible. It was only intended as a holding camp until they could be exchanged. But then the policy of the United States changed. When Grant was appointed commander of all the armies, he put a stop to the exchange of prisoners. Grant's decision brought great suffering for all prisoners in both the North and the South, but especially in the Confederacy, which was very low on supplies for even the civilians because of the blockade. Because of the lack of capacity to hold prisoners, at times the Confederacy would send back prisoners without exchanges. The conditions for the prisoners that remained were horrifying.
I have seen men by the hundred standing huddled together for mutual warmth and support. You could not fall very well with men on every side standing tight to you. But these men were weakened by disease and starvation. Many of them would be dead in the morning and would be carried up to the dead house by their comrades. Privations, lack of vegetable food, and lack of exercise led many of us to contract that dread disease, scurvy. The mouth would become infected, the gums swollen so that the teeth could not be closed together and would be unable to chew any solid food. The gums would become black and decayed, and in my own case, with long and sharp fingernails, I could gouge away parts which were in such condition as to be exceedingly offensive to the smell. There being no law within the stockade, evil men among us took to robbing from their comrades. There was an organization of robbers so bold and daring that they would go in squads through the prison, and whatever they saw in the way of clothing or blankets they captured. They were chased, and after a fair and impartial trial, 6 of the raiders were convicted and hanged, and from that time forward, flanking and raiding were unknown among the prisoners.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and share it with your friends. You can also visit www.discerninghistory.com for more videos and other resources.
Skirmishers take intervals! Commence firing! Oh, see. Go tell the captain there's just a few of them left. I think we can swing around and drive him right into his arms. Yeah. In 5 minutes! Unless he tells us no! Ready! Aim! Fire! Load! Fire, fire, fire! Commence firing!
Sir, Sergeant says there's just a few of them. We can swing around, drive them in 5 minutes, unless you tell him not to.
I don't know there's any such a few of them. Did you see any on your way over?
No, sir.
Did you see any cavalry?
No, sir. You know Jimmy McSpadden, sir. He'll drive him, he'll drive him.
You tell him to drive around.
Sir!
As long as there's no cavalry. Leave it there!
Hey, boys. Cousin Josie. Are you hurt? No, are you? How are you, Sergeant?
Oh, live. Just a scratch. Not such a few of them as I thought, huh? Sorry, lads. Should have known there were horses about. This war is making me deaf and blind.
Is that James? And Benjamin, too.
My respects, Captain. If you detail 2 of your men, I know you want to bury your dead.
I thank you, sir.
You be staying here tonight and moving on in the morning. You got rations and blankets for your men?
Our haversacks are over there, sir.
Have them brought over.
Yes, sir. Jeremiah? You all lie flat on the ground. Nobody stand. Nobody move till morning.
Cousin. Did you ever think? No. I never did. What do we do?
Take our time, make a run for it.
No.
They're all watching.
It's night. Once you're in their prison camps, they got you good. You heard the stories? Here's one. I'm gonna stand up real slow. You can't stand. I'm gonna say, I have to relieve myself. They'll send a guard with me. I got a knife in my pocket. When they hear and they come after me, you run for it. You run like the devil. That floor, like the smokehouse we passed this morning, looks like Uncle John's.
Yeah.
I'll meet you there soon.
Who will look after the sergeant?
Don't worry. Just give my love to the ladies in Boston.
We will, Sergeant.
Ready?
Yeah.
Listen, I gotta...
Told you. Nobody stands, nobody moves around.
Stay, Josie.
Massachusetts, 2nd Wisconsin. You were on our left, 2nd day at Gettysburg.
I remember. They couldn't move you.
He tried hard, though. They were on Cemetery Ridge. Gave that place its rightful name. When they get you boys?
Yesterday. Back there.
You know where they're taking us? They won't tell us anything.
Well, I know they're not taking us to Veracruz to fight Santa Annie, huh? Huh?
Your attention, gentlemen!
Now, here's the situation. Hey, Fair Belly.
Gonna be here a spell. So, might as well
Last night.
yourselves at home. Just stretch out on the ground, but stay in this area. We have some fires coming, but the dispatch didn't say when, so, may not be till after dark even. Some of you fellas tore up the track just north of here. Until then, just, rest easy. I know some of you haven't eaten today. We're sorry, but we don't have anything here. For you or for us. But anyway, we're gonna try to get
Come over here and stay with me and the sergeant. Billy,
Yes.
You know how these things are.
I'm gonna need your help with it.
We'll get called
Okay.
to fresh water.
Okay.
Till then, just, please be patient. All right?
Help Lieutenant Oliver. You're writing Bob's wife?
Yeah.
All right. Well, when you finish with that one, would you mind writing one for me?
Sure.
Afraid I never did learn my letters. What's it like, being so educated?
I'm just an apprentice. You just
realize how much it is you don't know.
Well, in that case, I should be a writing fool. Go on, write your letter. I don't mean to be bothering you.
My father's a printer. He taught me. My mother always read to me while I was growing up.
My mother will have to go to the priest to read what we send her. I don't think she's ever got a letter in her life.
Everybody up! Get a move on! Get on your feet!
Officers, over here, please. This train's not for you.
On your feet now! I said, get up! Let's go, Massachusetts. Stay together.
Sergeant McSpadden! Corporal Day!
Captain Russell!
How are you, Sergeant? How's the,
Never better, sir.
I just wanted you both to know you've always been good soldiers. Always did what had to be done.
Captain, Bob's wife's address is on this. You may have an easier time getting it sent than I would.
Where you're going, you take care of the boys now.
Yes, sir. Don't you worry, Captain.
Just hate like the devil having to leave them. We've been through a lot together. You're in charge now. You do what you can for them. And something happens to the sergeant, you'll be in command.
I'll do my best, sir.
I know you will. God bless you, boys.
I'll mail you a letter. We'll see you in Boston, Captain, and you can bet it'll be a bright, sunshiny day.
Come on, push him to the back. Let's go.
All right.
Let's go. Get going. Come on. Watch the back. Let's go.
Let's get a blanket in here. By the left oblique! Forward!
go, you Yankees.
Open the gate! And what do you call this little piece of heaven? This is Andersonville.
Where you from? Any word about the exchange? New Jersey. Hey, what about the exchange? What do you hear? Ain't still there? Hey, where do you boys get captured? Have you any clue? Anybody else in Indiana? Anybody here?
Nice fresh fish.
Fresh fish. Fresh fish. I've seen them a few. Give it here.
Move, fresh fish, move. Hey, fresh fish. Welcome to Andersonville. Fine looking place, don't you think? For a hog pen, maybe. Hey, where'd you get catched in?
Old Harbor.
Well, that's good. Means Grant's going forward. Bobby Lee's going back. Let me show you around. Get you a good place to stay. You want to be up by the wall, away from the swamp. Yeah, it don't stink so bad there. And there ain't so many bugs. People neither. You need to shave. Come on, friend. I'll show you where you can shave. Come on with me.
I see. Hold it.
Hey, Mom, you leave them alone. You stay away. Alone, Mom, you leave them alone! Get away!
I know what kind of man you are, and you just stay away from these men.
Let the fish go! They'll roast up another time.
Don't waste your time with that bunch. Come back with your parts.
And you know who they are, don't you, Mick?
We'll take care of you later.
Those are the raiders. Hyenas is more like it, and you stay away from them. What they do is they try to steer the new boys over there, and they'll whack you over the head, and they'll kill you, even try to take your stuff from you.
Very much obliged, friend.
Here. Thank you. Friend. You don't know who I am? Sarge? Josiah? Now, old Dick. Now, I signed up with you, young man, and I fought with all of you. 7 Pines and Chickahominy and Antietam.
Dick Potter.
Yeah, it's
Dick Potter. God, is that you?
My God. Oh, my God. It's no wonder. There's no food in here. And somebody stole my uniform right off my back, Sergeant.
God, thank you. We thought you were killed 2 years
No, I
ago.
hope we got you in Antietam. No, I weren't killed at all. Not at all. They shot me in both my legs, but I survived.
That'll be damn.
You're surprised to see me, huh, Jones?
When are we going fishing again?
We're going fishing again, don't you
Dick and
worry.
his father, best fisherman in New Bedford.
Yeah, not saying a lot.
I believe it.
It's good to see you, boys. Listen, we gotta stay away from these raiders. Let's head up over here. Why doesn't somebody stop them?
They run the place, Sarge.
They? What do you mean they run the place? What about the Rebs? Why don't they stop them?
Just stop them. Hell, they trade with them.
Whiskey, food, rations, whatever they need. Guards give them. The 7 Vermont was in here. Took their coats, shoes, blankets, all their rations.
Jesus.
Cold nights, man. Boys didn't have a chance.
They didn't last a week.
They're on our side, you see.
Bounty jumpers. Crawled out of the sewers of New York or wherever for the joining up money.
Yeah, most of them thought they'd run off before they seen any fighting.
So, I ask you again. Where is my bridle and halter? What? You don't care? No rations today unless the goddamn thief returns what he stole from me? If you are digging tunnels, you will suffer the consequences. Tunnels are useless! Even if you are outside, I give any 2 men a 12-hour start, and then track you with the dogs, and you will suffer the consequences. But why bother? Anyway, I know absolutely there are talks going on this moment for exchange. Any day now, all of you will be paroled in quick order. So, we understand each other. No bridle, no halter, no rations!
You Yankees! You go about your own business now. You know what's good for you.
You're gonna starve us to death over a stinking bridle!
Where's this a goddamn liar?
Lord, not give us anything! We've been through the deal already!
Boys didn't hear anything about any sort of prisoner exchange, did you, Sergeant?
No.
No? Damn words. I got all the new boys so they don't go and try to run off.
Take it.
Nick, you all right? Nick, you haven't eaten today? No, he didn't eat yesterday either. Oh, somebody stole a damn bridle off his cart horse and Wirtz is punishing the whole camp. What is that, salt pork?
Yeah.
Oh, my God, I ain't seen salt pork since I've been in here.
Rebs gave it to us before they put us on the train.
Well, I don't want it if the Rebs...
Dick, come on.
Go ahead. Eat. God bless you. Oh, wow.
Have this here onion, Dick.
An onion? I forgot what an onion tastes like.
Anybody got anything else?
Yeah. Good. It's a meal fit for a king. I feel much better, thanks. God bless you. Well, you boys want to take a walk around and see your new home?
So.
Yeah, sure. All right, help me up. Called these boys trying to escape.
How long they been with that thing?
Since the day they caught him.
Is there a surgeon around here? Look at the sergeant. He took a bullet in the shoulder.
Sarge, I can take you down to sick hall if you
I'm
want.
fine, Dick. I'm
It
fine.
won't do you much good. I'm gonna show you where we ain't going fishing, Josiah. built this whole place downstream from their tents. Horses, dogs, everything. So they do whatever they do in the water, even before it gets down to us. You're seeing a tenth of what we do to it once it gets down here.
They do everything in there. That's why this place has such a stink to it.
Don't worry. You won't notice it after a couple of months. There's some boys digging a tunnel to get us out of here.
Think they got kids watching us here?
Yeah, Rebs are running out of men. They're robbing the cradle and the grave to guard us.
Hey, Sisek!
It's a trick. You know you can't trust the Reb.
Hey, Johnny.
Ethan.
You got something to eat?
Yeah, I got something to eat.
What you got?
Got 2 ears of corn.
I'll give you $1 for them. Yankee greenback for both ears.
You come over here.
Not me. I'm not coming over there.
Why not?
Because it's the deadline. You'll shoot me if I do.
Who says he will? You want some or not?
Ethan, come on. Yeah, I want 2 ears of corn.
Step across. Won't last long if you don't.
Don't trust him. He's a Reb. Don't trust him.
Is he playing a game with him?
Do what you want, Yank.
Oh, this isn't a game. These kiddies, they scare me worse than the soldiers. They say they get a 30-day furlough if they shoot one of us.
You better hurry. Going fast.
All right. All right. Here I come.
Hey, wait. Wait.
He warned him. He warned him. I warned him.
You know the rules. You all know the rules.
I warned him, Lieutenant.
What do they do, Dick? Shoot you for fun in here?
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
I'm Colonel Chandler. This is my aide, Lieutenant Dahlgren.
Sir?
The Department of War has detailed us to do an inspection of all our prison camps. We try not to create too much of a fuss, though I expect we may be here sometime.
Of course. If there is anything I can do for you...
No. You just go on about your duties. Should I need to speak with you, I'll know where to find you. Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you, sir.
Ooh, you're like a king. Oh, 5 pounds of hair and 10 pounds of bugs. Oh, huh?
You could use a little bit more there,
You, come over here. Yeah, you get up, Hank.
Found the Iowa tunnel, headed this way.
Oh, well then. 184th Pennsylvania.
Gleason's men.
The well, I tell you. You gotta believe me. Shut up, Yank. I didn't do anything wrong. No.
Dick, are those the fellas you say are digging the tunnel?
You're my Sarge. But there's some questions in here that you just can't answer.
Oh, please go tell the sergeant. I'd be very grateful for a private word with him. Tell him we mean no harm and he can trust us. Go on now.
Yes, sir.
do anything against the grain here, but I've got some very good men who'll do anything they can to get out of this place. So if there's any way we can help you, we'd be much obliged.
Call your men.
Boys.
Your name, sir? Your name is Pat.
Bring them in. All right, find a spot. Benton, watch the door.
Yes, Sergeant.
I told Sergeant Gleason he'd help with the digging and be glad for the chance.
Now, you men, you got any tools?
Got any tools for digging, men?
Knives, forks, spoons, pans, plates.
Whatever you
all
got.
that stuff works.
Come on, boys. Yeah, that's perfect.
What are the chances exactly of getting outside the walls?
I know a thing or two about tunneling. The gentlemen are from West Pennsylvania. They're coal miners.
And when we get outside...
That's right. What happens when we get outside?
They heard Wirtz talking about the dogs.
We saw the dogs.
Who is this Wirtz, anyway? Oh, well, he's some Prussian or Swiss or something. Joined up with the Rebs. He wants to be a general. At least we shot his arm up pretty good in some battle.
Yeah, we got a nice prize for old Wirtz. We got this.
Tobias.
Sir.
Sergeant, these men can be trusted.
All right, yeah, open it up.
What do you think of that, huh?
One of the slaves they got working up on the wall brung us a map. I mean, hell, we can go creek and river the whole way. Swim, float on logs, creeks to Flint River, Flint to Apalachicola, Apalachicola all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico.
Right, there ain't a dog alive that can track us if we never touch land.
He's right.
When can we start to help you with the digging?
As soon as you eat in the morning.
If you eat.
It's hard work. You gotta keep your strength up and your wits about you. Things can get a bit squirrely down there after time.
How long you reckon it'll take?
I figure a month, maybe more, maybe less. Now listen here. Pennsylvania boys know this, and you Massachusetts men, you gotta learn it quick. What goes on in here stays in here.
Good. Well, all we have is some hardtack, but you're welcome to
yes,
it.
sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Easy.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Dick? No, I haven't.
Thank you.
I got some hard. Oh, wait.
Sergeant? Whoa. All right. Give him some air. Massachusetts men outside.
Yeah, Pennsylvania men
Okay,
too. Let's
Tom.
give him some air. Martin, you stay here. Sergeant.
Sorry, I got a little rattled.
That's all right, Sergeant.
Took a bullet in the shoulder about 2 days ago. He's got to come out of here.
Oh, I got this little hunting knife. I don't know.
You ever do anything like that before? I don't see as we have much of a choice.
I guess not. Let's see if we got some rainwater out there. Bring it in.
Yeah.
Wish I had some whiskey or something.
Me too. Of course, I always wish I had some whiskey. All right.
All right.
How about it?
That's my last call on that ace.
I got a new man who needs some whiskey. I got a shirt to trade.
Raiders got some whiskey.
Looking for some whiskey to trade. A good shirt. Looking to trade for some whiskey. I got a sergeant.
I'll bet
I got
$5.
whiskey up there.
What do you say, huh? Here, take
Raiders got whiskey. Go up there, you come back without your shirt, without your whiskey, without one of your legs. You're lucky. We'll have our day.
When?
We'll have it.
I'm looking for some whiskey. I got a good shirt to trade for some whiskey.
Nice haircut.
Thank you, sir. I want you to meet, Josiah. This Patrick.
Patrick.
Drummer boy from New York City. They caught him in, Culpeper, right?
Yes, sir.
He's been here since they built this place. We call him the oldest man in here. Give us a hand tonight, my friend? Sure. We're looking for whiskey.
Got a good shirt here. Need some good whiskey for a good sergeant.
We're looking for some whiskey.
Louder, boys! Louder! The man needs all the music he can get.
You know, I seen some nice full haversacks today, boys. Hey, little Mud. Any of them fresh fish look wounded to you?
Not too many. Oh, that's too bad. Give me a cup, little rascal. Yeah. How the supplies doing, Curtis? I swear I ain't seen bacon in over a week. I'll see you. You do that. Delaney, I want a strict accounting of our catch tonight. You hear that, gentlemen? We are doing business here. Don't you forget it.
Gotta balance the books, huh?
That's right. Square the ledger. Every day, boys, the population's getting bigger here. Each new fish brings something extra to our table. Sarsfield! Solomon! You keep them fires stoked. We're gonna have a nice long night of it.
She's a pretty bird, and she warbles when she flies. She don't let bird on the cocoon till the bird of July. Oh, Johnny, you done got me, and had me to die. But that's a dream, he ain't no me. Like the blue I will find. Gonna build me an old cabin on a mountain far away. Gonna live there with my true love till they both do pass away.
You like music, I can tell. You play anything?
No. Wish I did.
Why don't you sit up here? I'll teach you a thing or two about the banjo.
You will?
Sure. You stick your finger, see this little notch? Here it is.
Is there any way to get a letter out of here, Dick? Yeah. Give the guards $2. You got $2? No. Well, I got $1 squirreled away, and I'd be glad to give it to you, but they're gonna demand $2. Josie, I gotta ask you. Do you think my father knows that I'm a prisoner? I mean, if you all thought that I was killed, and I had written them this letter, but them bastards, they wouldn't send it. They said $1 wasn't enough. Just the idea that he thinks that I might be dead, you know.
I'll just think when you show up, live and kicking.
I don't know about the kicking.
Hey, Dick. Maybe tomorrow we take him grayback racing.
Graybacks? What's that?
In here, we call lice graybacks. And we race them and bet on them.
We call Johnny Reb Grayback, right?
Well, in here, we call lice grayback. and Johnny Reb lice.
Oh, that gets better every time I hear it.
The way you kill lice in here is you take your clothes and you hold it up as close as you can to the fire without it catching, and you'll hear them. They'll pop right off. As far as the gnats and the chiggers and the flies, there's nothing you can really do about them. They get you even at the night.
Rain. Boys get a lot of rain here.
Yeah, and when it rains, what you do is you collect it in your clothes and you wring it out, and that's what you drink. You don't drink from that swamp. I'm telling you, you'll get sick. It'll kill you. I've seen it happen.
So what do you do when it don't rain?
You do without.
You do? How?
Teach yourself. You can get a swallow or two from one of these wells every now and then, but hey, Chelsea, a lot of these boys are not going to be able to, but you're going to be able to do it. Hear me? Look here. Patrick!
This is for your sergeant.
Where'd you get this? Oh, wait a minute, the shirt. Let me get that shirt. I have with the sergeant.
Say, the sergeant will taste this, he'll think he's gone to heaven.
You show me what else I need to do, Dick. To stay alive in this place.
We're gonna go fishing again, Josiah. Just as soon as we get out of here. I think about that more than anything else since I've been in here. Casting a good line. You know, out of all my friends, my father, he always liked you and your cousin the best. You know what? Me too.
Raiders! Raiders! Okay, everybody grab something. Come on, look out now. There's more coming in from over there. You, Massachusetts.
Go look after the sergeant.
Take him!
I got a banjo.
Good for you, little man. Good for you. Stickman Collins, boys. You'll live like kings.
You all right?
Jeez.
Good fight, man. Massachusetts men, we all right? My pen.
Martin.
My pen.
Martin, we'll get it. Martin, we'll get it back.
Where's Josie?
Dick's dead.
Huh?
Dick Potter. He's dead.
Dickie.
Michigan.
19th Detachment, Indiana.
Well, now, you been taking Dick to the dead house?
Who's the C-Sesh?
Well, now, that is a very important government colonel. The government sent down here to inspect us. Ain't it nice to know they care?
Got it on the way back from the dead house.
Good to brace the tunnel with that.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
How we doing here, boys?
Is that your banjo, Martin?
Was.
How's the arm?
All right, how are you?
How's the eye?
Bungered my knee.
Billy, get some rainwater, clean up the Sarge.
Yeah.
Trade for it if you have to.
Go. He's a good lad.
You know how many they got lying in the dead house just from today? 46.
Sweet Jesus.
That's two by the Raiders, one shot at the deadline. The rest of them starved. I don't know. And they look water bloated. They're tying name tags around the big toes of most of them. I guess so when they bury them, there'll be some kind of record.
You do that for Dickie?
Yeah. He told me again about the water. If you can't drink from the swamp, it'll kill you.
We have to tell the men.
Cook, Thomas. Boy. Wisconsin, Ohio, over here.
How's your sergeant? He don't look so good. Took a crack in the eye.
Yeah, well, I can still see good enough to see you no prettier than you were yesterday, Ticey. Now listen, go ahead, Joseph.
Boys, last night before it happened, Dick was telling me about the water here. You can't drink from the swamp. It'll kill you. Huck? Need some shelter. You gotta sew us up something.
I got my kit last night. My needles, thread, shears.
Somebody will have some. You got some buttons? Some brass buttons. Trade them to the Rebs for stuff.
Okay, Tuck, we'll get you a needle and thread.
Call that music? I've heard better noise come out of dried chicken guts. Yeah. Here's something a man can dance to.
Hands, Colin! Kick it up! Woo!
As I was walking down the street, a pretty little gal I chanced to meet, and she was there to see. Boys, come on, gals, come out tonight, come out tonight, come out tonight.
Anybody got $2? I need $2 to give to a guard to send a letter to Dick's father.
Bless you.
All right. Now, Thomas?
We'll get it back.
No, don't do that.
Thomas.
That's a foolish thing to do. There's 10 of them for every one of them. I need you here.
Rations out of the road.
That belongs to him. And we want it back.
You do you? This is your best man.
He is.
That's the best you got. He's a baby.
Run to the litter.
All right, boys. Make the ring. Show the mark here. Georgie!
3 cheers for Georgie. Hip, hip, hurrah! Hip, hip, hurrah! Hip, hip, hurrah!
Any of you want wants to come in and get a better look, you step right up. The bet is Georgie, under 3 minutes.
I take so.
Thomas, you look out for this one. He's a bad one. He's killed men in here before.
Whatever you do, don't turn your back on him.
You don't fight fair.
All right, all right.
Next time, we'll get you 3 of them. We'll make it a fair fight. That's enough. All right, boys. All right. We've had our fun for the day. We want to leave something for tomorrow now, don't we? Next time it'll be me and you, Limber Jim.
Yes. One fine day.
Easy, boys. Watch his head.
Easy.
Patrick. Here's some water, Tom. Easy. Watch his back.
Oh. We didn't get it back, did we?
No, sir.
Sorry, Martin.
Next time.
There won't be a next time. There'll be no more fighting. There'll be no more worrying about the raiders. You're wasting our time, you're wasting our strength, and that's the end of it. You want to live? You want to get out of here? Then we got a tunnel.
are useless. But why bother? Anyway. So.
Oh, wait a minute. Massachusetts, wait a minute. I think that's enough for you today. You've been down there 3 times already.
Quicker we get it dug, quicker we get out.
All right, then. Go ahead. Where's my shovel?
Hey, you have any troubles down there, you just pull on this rope 3 times.
Martin? How do you stay under the ground digging without... I mean, a few minutes, and I just get...
It's what I do.
Doesn't scare you, being down there? Was it hard the first time?
My father took me. All of his friends worked the mine. Yeah, Sergeant Gleason's father works the mine, Tobias's father. Everybody works the mines. And I look forward to it.
How'd you learn to play the banjo?
My father taught me that, too.
You really think I can learn?
Yes, sir. Yes, I do. I could tell the other night. I could tell you're gonna be good. Real good.
We'll keep watch with you.
Long overdue, I say.
Why just to watch? Why not wade into them and start breaking their heads off? That's what we should be talking about.
Keep your voice down. You can't just wade into them. There's too many of them.
Get every man here. Should have done it 2 months ago. Just that everyone thought we was going to be exchanged. Sure we will. Any year now. Did it when we should have. My brother'd still be alive.
You know, maybe we ought to take him on, huh?
Come on, what are we feared of? We're not a bunch of little girls, you know.
You can't keep a secret in a place like this. You go try and get together 1,000 men to take them on, because that's what it'll take. And they'll get you first. They will. And anyway, there's another reason I don't want to do anything just now. Some of us are working on the tunnel out of here.
Yeah, well, so are we, but... Well, what do you think?
Well, for now, we just keep a watch. Not go after them. But any of the raiders come for, the others will help out. We'll all stand up for each other. All right? Nobody say yes if you don't mean it. told him that, Toby, about us working on the tunnel.
I know. As soon as I said it,
Tunnel traders in here turn you in for half an apple.
No, it's just that they were making all these excuses, and
police him. Yep.
Tunnel has to be rushed now, every one of us, whether we're tired or hungry or sick. We don't have a month anymore.
I'm sorry. I know I made a mistake.
All right, the three of you, get outside. Watch whoever heard you. Any of them's a tunnel trader goes near a reb, you know what the hell to do.
There. Tobias? So, please.
Sergeant? It's Grundy. All right, boys. We got a tunnel trader. Quickly now, quickly.
Hey, Lieutenant!
I've got something for you.
What do you got for me, Yankee?
I'll meet you down by the gate. Right now, all right?
Tell me what you got now.
I've got information.
I got a letter to be mailed, sir. I'm told it takes 2 greenbacks. Can you help me out with it?
Is it unsealed? I'm gonna read it now.
Sir, it is.
Hey. Hey, now!
What you looking for, Lieutenant? Lose something, did you?
I'll tell you what he's looking for. A 30-day furlough, the red son of a bitch. That other bastard's gonna lose.
By God, you bring him out here on the Double Creek right now. By God, I've had a pot liquor bowl full of you Yankee sons of bitches. You're gonna wish that you'd have crossed that deadline of 20 times, got your ass shot. God damn you! You Yankee sons of bitches!
It's a good tunnel.
Ha ha! It worked, boys. The little time we had and the tools.
It's not that good, but it's good for all that we need. job, boys. All right. First thing we have to do is figure out the order we go in. First ones out have more chance before they sound the alarm.
More time to get away from their damn dogs.
Yeah. So we're gonna draw lots to fix the order we go in.
No. Massachusetts men talked it over. It's your tunnel. You go first.
He's right.
Well, you helped us dig it. You tunneling fool, Billy. You get back to Pennsylvania, I got a job for you, boy.
Got a job for you, Billy?
I'm never going underground again.
No?
I just want to get back to New Bedford and breathe some good salt air.
You get that. You get that.
Fair's fair. You first.
All right. Agreed. Now, the second thing is we need one strong man to be last, to support the bee. Make sure everybody gets through in case the support gives way. He's got to be there to drag everybody out fast in case there's a cave-in.
I'll do that.
No, he's got to be a mining man. He's got to be able to see that cave-in coming.
I'll stay with him.
All right.
John, what do we do with him?
Leave him tied up there for a week. It'll do him good.
Kill him!
Hold it, lads, hold it! He's not going anywhere! I'm keeping my eye on him, because I'm staying here. I don't want to slow you down.
Now, wait a minute. All we have to do is get to the river, right? What is that, a mile or two?
I can't really tell from the map.
Well, leave him tied. Someone will find him in the morning. You're coming with us.
Josie,
How soon do we go?
Well, I figure there's only a couple of feet left to dig, an hour or so, maybe.
We should go first chance, John. Those bastard raiders may come after us anytime.
Yeah, sell us the rebs for a crust of bread!
Have to kill him, John. Can't leave him to turn traitor on someone else's tunnel.
He's right.
Should have killed him in the first place.
No, wait, no!
Let's just do it.
Do it!
Gleason.
What? Sergeant.
So now all the boys will know he's a tunnel trader. Now, nobody can take this map, because if you're caught with it, it'll lead them right to the rest of us. So you gotta study it now, so you can find your way.
I've already done my studying.
Give that man your old boots.
Got anything to trade?
Now do like I say. there's just one last thing. We're not all gonna make it. But whoever does is honor bound to get to Grant or Sherman and tell him what it's like in here. Tell him how many of his men have died and that he has got to exchange for us. That we'll leave in 2 hours. And with God's luck, we'll all meet at the river.
Yes, sir. Yes. Sergeant. Sergeant.
Good luck.
You stay close. Follow me.
trap.
These musicians, they must be much, much better. And this what you call marching, you will drill them until it's dark or after dark, if necessary. They must be perfect tomorrow.
Absolutely, sir, they will be.
Oh, Colonel. I hope you don't have to leave before we have the chance to welcome General Winder back.
Tomorrow morning.
Oh, too bad, because they will improve very much.
If you and your officers spent 1 hour a day improving the conditions of the stockade rather than planning these ridiculous little ceremonies...
Colonel, excuse me, you must know I am in charge of the guard force.
You're also responsible for the operation of this prison.
Oh, well, in part, but Colonel,
May I ask you a personal question, Captain Wood? Something I need for my report.
Oh, yes, of course.
I have heard when you first came here from Switzerland 10 years ago.
Yes?
You had medical training.
Absolutely true, Colonel. I am fully qualified.
To what? To allow this disgrace to civilization?
Colonel, please, you must not speak like this in front of my men.
I hear it soon enough. I'm filing my report.
Colonel, please, there are things I must say to you, but not in front of the man. We must talk, please. Colonel. Please. Thank you. Will you please?
Come. Forward! Forward!
Will you please leave us alone? You must know, Colonel. General Winder, he is in charge here totally of food, medicine, supplies.
I will report to the government what I think the general's responsibilities are. If you would like to discuss your own responsibilities for the deaths of more than 100 men in your care a day...
I only meant that...
You, Captain, you. In 1 week, you could have finished a dam across a stream, made floodgates to flush out the waste. You could have built another camp to relieve the crowding.
But you see, we have no tools. I asked for saws and axes.
You have some tools, Captain. I took inventory. You could parole prisoners to gather food from nearby plantations.
I did, Colonel, earlier, but they ran.
Under guard. And let the prisoners build shelters.
We had no canvas.
Wood.
I wanted them to have wood, but General Winder, he ordered all the trees.
I have told you I will not discuss the general with you. Now, if you have anything else to say on your own behalf.
I'm most respectfully. Please, you must tell them there is no one, absolutely no one in this war who has to deal with the circumstances I have to deal with. You have seen, you know that, but please tell them I do not complain. I'm a soldier, Colonel. I know my duty, and I fulfill it faithfully. Look at this arm of mine, shattered in the Battle of Seven Pines.
Yes, you are a soldier, Captain. So when you personally ordered the stocks to be built and the ball and chain...
Only for escaped prisoners.
You knew you were violating the Articles of War, as you knew you were violating them when you had food withheld from prisoners as punishment. Now, was there anything else you wanted to say?
It's true, Colonel. Of course it is. It's all true. I know it will not surprise you that I agree with everything what you say. But I try, Colonel. I try very hard. Look at those young boys in the Fife and Drum Corps out there. I paroled them so they wouldn't have to stay in that wretched stockade. I ordered the hospital moved outside the wall, where the air is cleaner. I ordered the stockade made bigger, but you know the problem. They just sent us all the time more and more prisoners on General Winder's orders. 33,000 now, when we were built for only 8,000. So, of course, I agree with you. With the proper help, we can do much more. Can you help us there, Colonel? The problem is, I need people. You know, perhaps if I was major instead of only captain, then I would have more staff assigned to me, and we could start to solve those problems together. They listen to you in Richmond, Colonel. So I think if you put that recommendation in your report, it would be most definitely helpful.
Colonel, a couple of these here are dead. Looks like legs gave out. He strangled.
Think Captain Wirtz knows that?
I don't know if he does.
Well, go tell him.
Yes, sir.
Almighty!
This one's alive, too, I think.
He's here when they're dead.
Lieutenant, you mind helping me get these here ones back inside the walls?
Jeff was with the gate, sir.
You can't get these two to the dead house. Let's go now.
I'll get another wagon.
Those who are not shot are caught by the dogs without fail and put in the stocks or ball and chain. But still, if you escape the dogs, those are liars to your own army. Not possible. Now,
Everybody's saying you got real close. Closer than anyone ever did.
Saw the river.
You think Sergeant Gleason got away? I mean, really away?
Maybe. Maybe.
Good chance.
I don't want it. I don't want it. No.
Gotta eat, Billy. Gotta eat.
I don't want it. I don't want to live. Not here. As soon as I can stand, I'm gonna walk across the deadline. I'm gonna die anyway.
Oh, Billy boy. Come on.
You gonna leave the rest of us alone here, Billy?
God damn it, Billy. We're gonna make it through this together. Or we're not. Together! Don't make it easy for him. Now eat. Eat!
Hey.
Sergeant!
Fresh fish. Hey. Fresh fish. Welcome to Andersonville. Fine-looking place, don't you think? For a hog pen, maybe. You some of Grant's men from up in Virginia?
Yes, sir.
Yeah? Is that where you get catched at?
Yeah.
Good. Let me show you around and get you a decent place to stay. You want to be away from the swamp. Come on. You hungry? Get you something to eat. Come on up here. You'll like it up here. It's a men situation. We'll get you men fixed up. Me and my partner. Just follow me.
Get the fish, boys!
Whose move?
It's your turn.
It's my move. All right. Son of a gun. No.
How is the game?
Awfully short. He's cheating. All right. Wait.
1, 2.
No.
Yeah.
You did it again. Cheating little bugger. Beats me every time. Oleg, tell me, when you come out of the tunnel with Gleason.
Patrick, you'll finish the game later.
Go ahead, Patrick. I want to speak to the doctor.
Go.
Yes, sir.
We'll finish in a minute.
Okay.
He's a good boy. Little cheater. Now, when you come out of the tunnel, could you see Gleason? Did you see what happened to him?
The dogs got him. I got up a tree. He wouldn't stop. He kept running for the river, swinging a stick at those dogs. But Jimmy, you can't outrun dogs.
I heard it. Knew they got somebody. God, I didn't see it.
I didn't either. Didn't want to. I'm not telling them. No point in it. He was like a father to them.
He was a fighter.
I just say, I didn't really see.
When I get out of here, I'm never going south of New Bedford. Ever.
Those who are not shot are caught by the dogs without fail and put in the stocks or a bull chain. But still, if you escape the dogs to walk hundreds of miles to your own army, not possible! Tunnels are useless! Even if you're outside, I give any 2 men a 12-hour start and then track you with the dogs. And you will suffer the consequences. But why bother anyway? I know absolutely there are dogs going on this moment for exchange.
You're a damn liar, Wirtz.
Any day now, all of you.
John Gleason gets to Uncle Billy,
will be
or
followed
Ulysses,
in quick order.
then we'll get exchanged. You bet on it.
So I suppose we understand each other.
Hey, fresh fish. Welcome to Andersonville. Fine looking place, don't you think? Where'd you get catched in? Virginia? That's good. Means Grant's going forward, Bobby Lee's going back. Just the way we like it. Let me show you around, get you a good place to stay. You want to be up near the wall, away from the swamp. Don't stink so bad there. Ain't so many bugs either. Come on, you hungry? I'll get you something to eat. What happened to you? We'll take care of that. Come on. Like these people up here. Come on.
Look at these vultures. Just waiting to rob and murder the new boys. Look at them. Look at these stinking cowards.
Jim, there's 1,000 of them. Come on.
They have clubs and knives. We have nothing. Who's with me? Who? Who? Who's with me? Who? 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 Who's with me?
I'm with you, Jim. We're with you. We're with you. Who? You want them? Then let's get
Where are you standing? Come on, man! We're with you!
I say we hang them. I say we hang them all.
Bring him up, murdering.
I'm doing it with my own 2 hands.
Now just hold your horses, Jim. We're not murderers.
Murder.
Mitchell.
To hang them.
What they did was murder. We're not hangmen.
Anybody who wants to help you, come ahead. But if nobody has the sand for it, I'll do it myself. And I'm going to start with you.
Now, wait a minute, Jim. Now, what about them? Do we hang them, too?
It's not murder.
It's justice.
I think the first thing we have to do, before anything else, is give them a trial.
A what?
A fair trial!
Show them the murders they showed our brother.
They killed over 200 men in here.
We must give them a trial. A fair trial with a jury and witnesses and a judge.
What?
Are we so much better? We do to them what they did to us.
I think he's right. No!
All right. Trial. Well, that's gonna take time. What are we supposed to do with these men in the meantime? If we keep them here with us, someone will kill them.
All right. We'll ask Works. We'll ask Works to keep them under guard outside the walls and deliver them back to us for trial when ready.
Bring them all in.
How would this trial be conducted?
According to the rule of law, Captain, both sides would have lawyers to speak for them. The raiders would be allowed to speak for themselves, question the witnesses provide.
You would have a jury?
Yes, sir. New men who come in after today so they wouldn't be prejudiced against the defendants.
Never in my life heard of anything like this. These men, these raiders, they're as bad as they say.
Animals, Captain. Cutthroats and murderers. Even as Yankees go, these are the worst of the worst.
I allow this. It will make your task easier, keeping order in the stockade.
Might just do that, sir. They're real troublemakers.
I've seen you before, haven't I?
I was one of the men caught escaping. You had me in the stocks for a week.
Ah. And you won't make that mistake again, will you? As a lawbreaker, you agree with this?
Yes, I do, Captain.
I will get you the law books. Keep the proceedings in writing. You will send the findings and the sentences to me, and if everything is in order, the sentence will be ordered for execution. Keep the ringleaders under lock and key until they ask for them.
Sir.
Go. Have your trial.
speaking first?
I am, Your Honor. Sergeant Horace Trimble, 9th Indiana Volunteers, appearing for the prosecution. And may I present to this court the Honorable Jared Hopkins, Esquire. 102nd New York Volunteers, appearing for the defense. It is my job to prove to these men who arrived here but yesterday that the men here on trial behaved like savages. Barbarians, and worse in this camp. While the rest of you are soldiers in the Federal Army who conducted and will conduct yourselves accordingly. I trust there will be no more such outbursts. Mr. Hopkins, I beg your pardon. Please say what you had to say, sir.
What could you have to say?
I do not envy you men at all. Yesterday, you arrived in hell. I do not speak lightly. Andersonville is not just a place without food to eat, or water to drink, or a place to come in out of the rain from. It is not just a place where guards murder us for their sport.
Hang 'em! Kill 'em all!
It is a place without civilization. It is a place without law.
Start this farce now! Let's have some order
And you
here.
will hear how men, good Union men, these men were driven by these circumstances, not of their own making. Not of their own making to commit, understandably.
Liar! No!
To commit acts of desperation they never would otherwise have committed.
We stood it! This is hogwash! Hang the bastard! Wasting time!
I will be heard!
Order! Order! Order!
Be heard! That is the second reason I do not envy you men. You are being asked to sit in judgment on soldiers in your own federal army.
We shall.
These men are victims as well, and their conduct must be understood as being caused by the rebels. The rebels are the ones ought to be on trial before you, not the men of your own army.
All your witnesses. Send them down here.
We charge these men here with being thieves who stole from their fellows. food, clothing, possessions of every kind.
And more!
Always brutally and without mercy, frequently under cover of night. You will have all the witnesses to that you want. Is there anyone here who can say they did more? Who saw one of these? I exempt the 6 ringleaders. Who saw one of these commit or order another to commit murder?
Stealing food's just as bad as killing others!
If so, and he will swear to it, let him now come forward. Is there anyone here who saw one of these 6 commit murder?
Yes!
Or order another to commit murder of another federal soldier? To steal his goods? Or for any other reason? If so, and he will swear to it, let him come forward now.
I swear.
I swear.
I swear.
I'll swear! I'll swear, my God. Let me swear. I swear. I'll swear. I'll swear. I'll swear. Come and swear. I'll swear. All right,
I swear. Corporal Day, take the stand.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You can sit.
Corporal Day, tell the jury what you've seen with your own eyes, Corporal.
Yes, sir. I am. Before I do, sir, may I ask Sergeant Hopkins a question?
Certainly.
Sergeant Hopkins, did I understand you to say that no law applies in here?
You did indeed, Corporal. And that is the very point. There is no law here. There is starvation, roasting heat, freezing cold. There is disease, acts of barbarism and cruelty on all sides. But what law? Rebel law! We do not obey rebel law! The fact is, there is no law here for my clients to have broken.
You shyster! There is law here! What do you
Therefore, they cannot be guilty! I thank you, sir. You are wise beyond your years.
Josie, what are you doing?
But that cannot be, sir. We live by laws.
The law of survival, Corporal.
We do not stop belonging to the Federal Army because we're here.
That's right!
We have our sergeants. We maintain order and discipline as best we can. We stand in line to get what little food they give us. We do not steal from each other. We do not betray each other to the rebels.
I am saying that men
excused if they do extreme things, necessary things, in order to stay alive in a place like this.
What they did, they knew to be wrong. Every man knows to be wrong. They are against every man's law and understanding. None of the rest of us did those things.
They did them to live, Corporal. To live!
All men want to live, Sergeant! But there are some things men won't do just to live!
What things? That's what we must hear here. What has been done here?
Murder was done here! Tell them about Dick Potter!
Dick Potter, but... Dick Potter and his father were the best fishermen in New Bedford, Massachusetts. He joined up the first summer of the war because he wanted to. Because he thought he ought to. He was a good soldier. And he was shot in both legs and captured at Antietam and brought here.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. You can sit.
What's your rank, soldier?
Private.
All right, Private, you tell us what you saw.
I've seen each of these 6 men. They've murdered. They've robbed.
Tell them what happened, Corporal.
Sergeant, it was the first day that the 184th
Do you
came
swear
into
to tell the
camp.
truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir, I do.
You can sit.
You tell us what you saw, young man.
Sir, I saw that man. That man
That's the one
Collins
that
right there.
killed my brother Richard. And that little sailor down there cost me my leg the first week I was in there. And the fella in the green has killed a lot of men in here. They're all murderers, every one of them. Every one of them!
We've heard enough! Those are guilty of thievery and low, cowardly assault on their fellows. Give them the ball and chain or make them run the gump. Every man who wishes gets a shot at him with his fists, sticks, anything you can get your hands on. These 6. Hang 'em.
Prisoners, I return these men to you as good as I got them. You have tried them yourselves and found them guilty. I have had nothing to do with it. Do with them as you like, and may God have mercy on you and on them. Company! About! Face! Forward! March!
My God, you don't mean to really hang us up there.
That's about the size of it.
This is nothing. Keep your peckers up, boys. We'll have no weakness here. What? Did you think you were gonna live forever? This is nothing, boys. Doesn't matter a damn. Doesn't matter at all. Let's get this done right. Jim.
Don't you worry about that.
Boys on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Fresh fish. Lots of them. Uncle Billy's army must be close. Could be rescued soon. Nah. Rev's got to keep ferrying new boys in, keep the population up.
Martin, drink some of this rainwater. Good for you.
Scurvy. Gums all rotten. Can't even eat the mush anymore. I miss Thomas. Don't you?
The sergeant and I were just talking about him this morning.
You know him before the army?
He didn't live but 10 miles from me, but... You know, the sergeant was saying for a man so strong, never once saw him use his strength and anger.
Got to get my banjo back. Oh, sweet.
You know, he lived on a farm with his brothers and sisters. He had a big family.
5, 6 children.
6.
Add 8. 2 died.
All right. Let's see. She starts out with some nice plump chickens from our own stock. We breed them ourselves. Rhode Island Reds. Tenderest meat you ever ate. Yeah? She fries them. And we'll have them with mashed potatoes and gravy.
Mashed potatoes?
Yeah.
I like my mashed potatoes with butter.
Yeah?
You know, we make butter in our spring house. Never had butter like we churn.
Sounds good. You bring the butter. All right. We can put it on the biscuits. My mother, she makes the best biscuits in the world. Yeah, you just open them up. Just lift the top right off.
You got any honey?
Yeah, of course we got honey.
All right, we'll have some honey then. What do we have next?
Pie.
Apple?
Apple. Or cherry.
Apple and cherry.
Save me the leftovers. Good God, man, you want to drive us all to the lunatic asylum? Stuff a sock in it. Hey, Fred! What's the news, lads? Where were you and who were you with?
We was looking for Billy Sherman.
Grant in Virginia. All over Virginia.
Making it warm about Johnny Red, were ya?
Warm? Warm? Better not, it burned to the ground. That warming up for you? Now we're headed down to Savannah. We'll give them some of the save. You bet.
Yeah. So this is Andersonville, huh?
This is it.
Bad as they say? Nah. Worse. You boys want to stay with us? Well, with you? Don't see why not.
Come over here, lads. Come with us. Billy, wake up.
You boys hear anything about the exchange?
Won't be any exchange, and that's a fact.
You seem pretty sure about that.
I should. I was at Sherman's headquarters the day Grant issued the policy. What policy?
We've been out of touch for a while. What policy is that exactly?
Any Red soldiers he lets go, they just box the paroles and back on the line fighting us again the next week. He's not going to do it. Says his only job's to win the war.
President's saying it's part of an exchange they won't give back our colored soldiers. Grant says they're a part of us. Without them, no deal. Niggers? Supposed to die in here for niggers?
I say good for Ulysses S. Grant.
Does he know what it's like in here?
He does for a fact. Somebody got out, told him.
Got out? Who got out?
I don't remember his name exactly. Any of you boys remember?
You know what he looks like?
He's sort of tall, thin. Your hair has some yellow in it. He's older than me, I reckon.
Could his name have been Gleason?
That's it. It's John Gleason. He's
We're gonna die in here, Josie.
Just because there's no exchange. You heard how the Army's doing first. Atlanta, Savannah. Maybe we'll be rescued.
Savannah's toward the sea. And we're inland. The Army's headed the other way. Would you write a letter to my wife and children? You probably want that. Oh, you put a toe tag on me now. You go to the dead house without a toe tag, and they'll never know where you're buried.
Martin, did you hear? Did you hear? Josie, did you hear?
John made it.
Please.
He made it, Martin.
He got the Sherman. He said he would. Damn if he didn't do it. Oh, please. All right, let's have him. God damn if he didn't.
Well, hand me the banjo there. I'll play some dancing music.
Some happy jokes.
The Colonel comes with an important message for all of you. Colonel O'Neill.
You men, you prisoners, I want to talk to you about your situation here. It must be clear to you by now that your government has cruelly abandoned you. As you know, they have turned down all of our efforts to exchange you. They know of your suffering, which though terrible, is no worse than the suffering of our men in northern prisons. And they know, as we all do, that you have had to endure far more than should be expected of you. And now that your government has no further use of you, you are being thrown aside to starve and die. That being so, and with the Southern Confederacy certain to succeed and achieve its independence in just a few more months, I make you all this offer. If you will join our army and serve it faithfully to the end, you will receive all the rewards that the rest of our soldiers do. You'll be taken out of this place at once. Today. This very minute. You'll be clothed and fed. You'll receive a nice cash bounty. And at the conclusion of the war, you will have your very own farm. That is our offer, men. What is your answer?
Colonel, sir. Sergeant James Dudley McSpadden, 19th Massachusetts Volunteers, sir. I have the honor to speak for my detachment, sir. First detachment, form ranks. Attention! Detachment! Up out! Face! Forward! March! On,
3 cheers for Sergeant McSpadden! Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip!
Hooray! March! On,
Second detachment! Form ranks!
54th Massachusetts, form ranks!
7th Detachment! Form ranks! Forward! March! Attention! Detachment! Forward! Face! March!
Hey, get away from me, you lousy rag picker!
the seraphs of heaven covered by my being. Easy, son. Evil. The fever.
Please gather around. I have some good news for you. It will make you very happy.
Oh, Nine, listen to what the captain
Yes.
has to say.
Gather around.
Move on up now. Move on
Gather
up.
around. You are being exchanged starting today. Every one of you. Starting right now. This morning. You see? All this time I was right. I was right. And you didn't believe me. Go tell the rest. Everyone is exchanged. The train leaves in 2 hours. The gate is open. The gate is open.
We're exchanged.
Patrick! Patrick! Come on! Come on! We can leave. Billy! Come on, lad, get up.